Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making an exciting, super moist double chocolate bundt cake. So let's get started. I have a bowl with 2 cups of sugar in it already. Over the sugar, I'm going to sift our remaining dry ingredients, which is 3 cups of flour. Over it, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. This is unsweetened cocoa powder. And we are going to sift all our dry ingredients over the sugar. Once we have sifted our dry ingredients over our sugar, we are going to whisk them quickly to incorporate and mix all the dry ingredients. Now to this, I'm going to add a cup of chocolate chips. These are semi-sweet vegan chocolate chips. Put them in, coat them with the flour so that they don't sink to the bottom of our cake pan and there's an even distribution all over the cake. Having done this, it goes really fast now. We will add 3/4 cup of canola oil. You can use coconut oil if you prefer. And 2¼ cup of cold water. You can use room temperature water. It doesn't have to be from the refrigerator. So this is our water. To it, we are going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. You can choose white vinegar if that's what you have at home. And now we are just going to mix it all in and pour it in our 10-inch greased bundt cake pan. And I've already started preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So mix it all in nicely. Do not overmix your cake batter, otherwise you'll end up with a stiff cake. So mix it enough to incorporate all the ingredients and mix it only in one direction. Okay, our batter is ready and we are going to quickly get it into our 10-inch pre-greased bundt cake pan. Give it a quick tap to get out all the air bubbles and in it goes into the oven. All right, the cake is out of the oven and see how beautiful it looks. It baked at 350 for 50 minutes and now we are going to let it cool in this pan for about 10 minutes or so before we invert it onto this cooling rack. And then it's going to wait on this rack for good 4 or 5 hours before we apply the glaze. Our cake has cooled completely. It sat for good 6 hours and now we are ready to prepare our glaze for our double chocolate bundt. In this sifter over a bowl, I have a cup of powdered sugar. To it, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and I'm going to sift it into this bowl. To this, I'm going to add almond milk and mix it in. Also, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So 3 tablespoons of almond milk and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and now we are going to whisk it all in and see how it comes together. I'm going to start with a spoon to incorporate it and then whisk it all together. It's looking a little thicker than I would like for it to be, so I'm going to add another tablespoon of almond milk and see if it gets to where I want it to be. Okay, that's just where we want it to be. Easy flowing, not too runny, but it shouldn't be dropping by dollops from the spoon. So that's exactly what we were looking for. So now we'll bring our cake in and drizzle it with our glaze. Now we are going to sprinkle some mini chocolate chips on top of our glaze. These are vegan semi-sweet chocolate chips. So here's our double chocolate glazed bundt cake. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.